What is up, YouTube? It's Taylor here, and if you have been following me on social media, you have seen the different posts that I've been talking about, the stock options that I've been trading on a daily basis. So I've gotten so many questions about those, and I figured I'd just make a video and give you my thoughts, my feedback for the first couple of weeks, and just kind of give you some tips and pointers and things that I've learned along the way. So with that, please consider subscribing to my channel. I love to bring lots of information about money, mindset, and sales, just life in general for what I deal with on a daily basis and what I get to experience I want to share. So basically what I wanted to start with you and share with you is about how I'm going to create an additional source of income for myself for day trading. And a lot of you have heard, about stocks and the stock market and all these crazy things going to the moon and whatever. And really what it boils down to is I am trading stock options. So I'm not actually buying and selling stocks. I am simply buying those financial contracts, reserving the right to purchase specific stocks at specific dollar amounts. Okay, that sounds like a lot of information. So basically what I'm doing is I'm reserving the dollar amount either higher or lower than what the current stock price is of that specific company. So what happens is I am buying and selling these options at a very quick amount of time and in a very short, small increment. So for example, I could buy some sort of stock option and sell it within minutes for a 10% increase on my money or a 20% increase. And so that's what I'm here to share with you, is what I've learned, how I got to where I got to, and some of the tips and pointers that I have for you as well. So to kick things off, I have been using the Thinkorswim app, and that is where I do all of my trading. It is super fast, very educational and helpful, and Thinkorswim is the platform that TD Ameritrade uses. So in order to get Thinkorswim set up, you have to get a TD Ameritrade account and all this other stuff. And so the reason I knew how to do that, and really the reason that I know how to do all of this, is that I'm part of a group. It's called the Trading Syndicate. And really what they do is they focus on teaching and bringing as much value as possible to their members. And so I do pay to be part of that group, and I believe they've got a special running as well that you can get in for free for a couple weeks, maybe a week, 2 weeks, something like that, to experience what it is like to be part of that group. So I'm not an expert by any means, and so that has been really, really helpful for me to be making $500 a day, a few $100s a day, to $1,279 today that I made this morning. So that has been absolutely crucial to my success. But what I wanted to share with you is that you do have to have some money to play. So you have to have money to play with what you're looking at. If you're looking at seeing other people making $10, $20, $30, $40, $50,000 in the stock market on a daily basis, that typically means they're using bigger funds in order to get those same type of percentage returns. And so I do want to share with you on that side of things, is if you put in $100 and you make a 10% gain, you're making $10. If you put in $1,000 or $10,000, you can see that those increments get better with more money. So what I wanted to do is share with you that I did not start from nothing. I have other funds from different places that I have been working very hard in, and using those dollars to fund this and to have fun with it. You see what I did there? That was pretty clever. So I do want to say you do have to have money to play if you want to get the returns that you see other people getting, and you want to maybe potentially replace some of your income or whatever it is that your goal is. My next tip is that you have to have some sort of mentor or group or something like that. You don't just wake up and understand stocks. It does not count. It doesn't matter. You have to learn and know so much that it is very, very important for you to have a mentor or somebody that will help you understand the ups and downs literally, and what you're looking at, what you're reading, what you're charting, and what you're seeing. So that has been absolutely huge to me. If I didn't have this group that I'm part of, there'd be no trading. There'd be no $1,200 days for Taylor. There'd be no $500 days for Taylor. There would be none of that. So I wanted to share that with you, that you do need to have somebody else who will mentor, who will coach, or who will help you along the way. Along the lines of money, because that's literally what we're talking about, I want you to keep this in mind, that you're not going to use what you're not willing to lose. So if you have the last $1,000 to your name or last $5,000 to your name, whatever it is, do not put that on the line, especially if you're a beginner, because you're gonna see that the stock market is very unforgiving at times. And the best thing that we can do as traders is to understand what's gonna happen and play with it, to go into the flow of how things work. So if you're not willing to lose the money, do not use the money. This is what's perfectly leading me into my next point. There is an option on the Thinkorswim app. It's called Paper Money. So you can literally experience the entire, everything about it, everything about trading, everything about stocks, options, everything like that, using paper money, which is fake money, but it's still the same exact experience, all the way from buying, like literally clicking the right buttons and the things. That's the same thing. So they have a training platform, Paper Money, really great to use to get the hang of things, to get comfortable with the app and different things like that. I do trade everything on my mobile device. I have charts and things like that up on my desktop, but I use my actual phone for buying and selling and for making those moves, if that makes sense. All right, what my goals are is to hit $1,000 days every single market day. And if you know me, you know that I am very, very hungry to learn, and I have an insatiable feeling that I need to be always successful and finding the best ways to do things. So that's my goal. It's not for everybody. Your goal might be, okay, I want to make an extra $100 a day, or maybe it's to make another $50 a day. Whatever it would be, I've seen some crazy things being part of this group. There's a couple hundred people in it so far, and there's some people that make wild amounts of money. Wild amounts. Like, just crazy. So again, those people are putting more money on the line in order to make those dollars. One thing that they talk about frequently in that is that we're looking and we're focusing on percentages. So we're looking at the percentages. When you look at that versus dollars, you're trying to completely remove your emotion, right? So when you're talking about the stock market, you're talking about heated emotions and worry and fear and anxiousness and excitement and all of these things, similar to like a gambling addiction would be. You could potentially get into this as well with the stock market. So when you're viewing at it with percentages and completely and totally numbers based, you remove that level of emotion from the process. And that's really what we're doing in that group, is we're trying to understand the market as a whole and predict and trend what the next move is going to be, so that we can ride that wave and go with the flow of what's already happening. So within options trading, we have what's called calls and puts. Calls are when you're betting with the stock market that you believe that stock price will go up. You are buying a call. On the flip side of that, if you are buying a put, you're betting that the stock market, that specific stock, will go down. So again, you're buying and selling on very small increments. And if you've been following me on social media, I share with you my dollars on a daily basis of what I've earned from profit. And you can kind of take a peek at those. Pretty simple to understand. So again, that's what my goal is, to make $1,000 a day. Some days it'll be less, some days it'll be more, that's okay. But my goal is to hit $1,000 per day, per trading day. And for me, the market bell goes off at 8:30 a.m. So from 8:30 until about 9:15, I am actively trading. Most of the market is most active during the first 60 minutes, the first hour of the bell ringing. Now, that's not to say there can't be things done during the day or later in the day, whatever. It's just that it works better for my schedule because I have other things going on. I have other companies to run. And so I am very strict about that, which is great. What the money for me is going to be used for me and my family, we're going to use this to invest in other assets. So in lots of videos, I talk about how you can use your money to make more money. And so that is exactly what I'm doing with this, is taking my earned income from my business, from my insurance sales, from all of the things that I've got going on, to fund it into the stock market, to doing these things, earning that additional $1,000 a day and putting those dollars into another cash generating asset for me and my family and my future. So that's my next step, is to earn enough to be able to pay for a down payment for another property and have that property cash flow. And essentially that's really what I'm doing as a whole, right? With building financial freedom and being able to just accumulate a lot of really great assets. That is definitely the next step for me and for Michael, for the two of us together, is we just continually generate and accumulate in order to invest. So we're not just saving to save, we're saving to invest it into something that will produce for us down the road for many years. So that's something to keep in mind as well, that it's important to have goals. It's important to know what you want. Why are you doing this? Why are you stressing about this? Why are you learning about this? Why are you passionate? And that's really what I love about this, is it's like in my brain, it's fun, right? It's something totally different. I've always been really interested in the stock market, and now I finally have the opportunity to do so, and I'm so excited to be here. So the last thing that I wanted to chat with you was taxes. So a lot of people get very hesitant on this because of the capital gains tax, the short-term capital gains. What I do with all of my money is I take it and I divide it into chunks. Okay, so I have any day, so let's say I have $1,000 a day, just for easy math, I take 400 of that and I immediately put it into a separate tax short-term savings account, because I am bookmarking that I'll get charged 40% of the total earnings as taxes. Now it's probably going to be a little bit less than that, but I'd rather be safe than have to dip into other things and be upset when I have to pay into taxes. So something for you to keep in mind as well, if you are earning income from a job and you have a W-2 paycheck that comes in every single 2 weeks, whatever it would be, and you start doing this trading, just know that the money that you make, you will be taxed on based on your income bracket, state, federal, as well as the short-term gains on it. So something to keep in mind, to always have a plan put in place before you need it. And with the rest of the money, I'm putting that into a separate account as well for additional investments. Like I said before, we're looking to buy more rental properties, and so this is a great way to help fund that. So basically we just have money flowing in all directions, and it's really great. It's really fun. So that is what I wanted to share with you, is my side hustle, and you can get started too as well. If you want more info on the group, like I said, I do pay for it. It's $100 per month, but I make that up in 10 minutes, 10 minutes a month to pay for that group. It is well worth it. They could charge $1,000 a month and I'd still be in it. Don't tell them that I said that, but it is definitely well worth it. So anyways, with that, please follow me on social media. I've got lots of great TikTok content coming out, Instagram, Facebook, and of course YouTube that you're watching this on. I super appreciate you sticking around to the end of the video. I love to share my thoughts with you, and please comment down below if you have any questions, thoughts, comments, concerns, anything like that. I would love to respond and read and respond to all of those. So with that, I hope you have a great day, and I will see you all on the next video very soon.